Now, without any further ado, pass it on to Lucas and Naveed, who are going to be your presenters for this evening.
Great. Hi, everyone. Thank you for joining us for our info session for the Out for Undergrad Marketing Conference. Really glad that you were able to join us. My name is Naveed Nematalahi. To give you some background, I attended my first O4U conference in 2010. I started working in investment banking at Barclays after graduation. Now I work for J. Crew as a financial analyst. I'll let Lucas introduce himself as well.
Hi everyone, my name is Lucas Patton. I'm the executive director for OUMC this year. I currently work at Twitter, and I attended my first Out for Undergrad conference back in 2010 with Naveed, and we've both been involved in the organization ever since. And I was part of the team that started OUTC, which we'll talk about in just a second. Excellent. So I think we'll go ahead and kick off. We're actually waiting for Kate. She's just getting back from work, but she is our head of admissions, so you'll definitely want to hear what she has to say and some of her insight into the organization. Beautiful. Look at the second slide.
Great.
Excellent. So if this is the first time you're ever interacting with us, Out for Undergrad has been around since I believe 2003. So it's not a this is not our first time at the rodeo. It began with a business conference that started out of kind of a need for there to be a way for LGBT students to better come out on their applications to financial firms, accounting firms, and consulting firms. You can see on the left side of your screen some of the big firms. There's only a small percentage of the firms that attend the conference every year, but they bring some amazing speakers, some amazing mentors and employees, excuse me, who are able to speak to students about what it's like in the industry, what's new in the industry, and how to be their authentic selves, no matter what kind of bank or consulting firm you work at. Of course, there are a lot of employers in the world, so there's definitely a growing need for this kind of conference for LGBT students. So in 2012, Out for Undergrad decided to start the Out for Undergrad Technology Conference. You can see some of those companies on the right side. And that conference focused on software companies, e-commerce companies, and those companies that worked in social media, like Twitter, like my own company. That's hosted every October in San Francisco. It's been hosted at Facebook. It's currently hosted at Twitter in downtown San Francisco. Now, again, like I said, there's a growing need. And Out for Undergrad feels that we are a fantastic way for students to set themselves apart and meet employers that want to hear from them. So this year we're starting a new conference, the Out for Undergrad Marketing Conference, which is why you're here today. The Out for Undergraduate Marketing Conference is not just for companies with a marketing department, which is every company under the sun, but for those companies in which marketing informs the business decisions that move the company. They take in information and they put it back out there in the form of a marketing campaign or listening tours, what have you. It's a complex field, and these companies seem to have a good handle on it. And those companies that we're focusing on are specifically consumer packaged good companies. Think of companies like Nestle, PepsiCo, our host this year, Unilever. Then we have retail firms like Macy's, Whole Foods, and also clothing companies like J. Crew and Nike. And then lastly, we have actual marketing agencies, sort of the companies that help them put that programming forward and are able to help the companies make all of their marketing happen. Let me see if Kate was able to join our call. All right, Nivi, do you want to go ahead and take on the third slide?
Sure, yeah. So thinking about the weekend and what it really will entail for attendees of the OUMC, it's really going to be a pretty amazing incubation period. Thinking about probably around 100 students will be in attendance, 15 plus sponsors, all really passionate about these fields of consumer products, marketing firms, and retailers, and also the unifying factor of all being LGBT. I think what's particularly exciting and unique about the OUMC compared to your average on-campus career fair or a panel you might go to one-off on campus is really having the opportunity to really form relationships that you really hold a lifetime. I recall personally people that I met, such as Lucas at the O4U conference I attended 5 years ago, still in touch, thinking about your network during your undergrad formative years, but also in your career moving forward. This is a great place to really start that, a really kind of a catalyst to grow your network. So thinking about relationships, you'll be meeting with individuals from sponsoring firms. That'll be senior LGBT leaders, senior allies, talking about from a management level how they see LGBT issues affecting their workplace. You'll hear from younger individuals at these firms talking about a day on the job, what's it like to be a media buyer, what's it like to be a merchant at a retailer, really getting a good sense of if you have questions about industry or you think you might be passionate about a particular role, you can really get a first-hand answer from these individuals. And then the third thing, which I think is something that is really a big standout, is the opportunity to meet with your peers at institutions, around the country and really think about what types of things they're doing on their campus, how they're coming out on their resume, how they're approaching internship opportunities, and really form a network among your peers. Sprinkled throughout the weekend, there will be panel discussions broken out in tracks around analytics, around marketing, around really multifacets around the marketing space. There'll be a product pitch where you're in small groups and you're be putting forward a presentation around a marketing initiative or a product. And I think what most people are really pumped about coming to the conference for is, of course, the career fair, where you can really find out what opportunities are available at each of the firms and really get the ball rolling on your summer internship or full-time opportunities after the conference. So I think the programming, we're super excited to line up amazing speakers, to get you in front of great mentors, to really have you in a great position to speak with these sponsoring firms. So I think probably the next steps are, how does one apply to the conference?
All right, excellent. So it looks like Kate isn't on the call just yet, so I'll go ahead and move on to our application information. Here we have our key dates and deadlines. But first I want to talk about how you apply. First, you want to go to outforundergrad.org/marketing, or you can go to outforundergrad.org/OUMC. Both very easy to tell your friends, post in a tweet, what have you. You want to go to the bottom of the page and click Apply Now. It's a pretty sky blue button. You'll then be taken to a site where you put in a good bit of basic information. This is for us to get as good of a picture of you as possible without actually interviewing you. We'll ask for your name, we'll ask for your GPA, your standardized test scores, what school you're attending, how you heard about us, a lot of the little information that you probably had to submit to your college to get to your college. And then you also want to make sure that you identify that you want to attend OUMC. There are 4 conferences we'll be throwing this year. You definitely want to come to ours because we'll be the best. Next, you'll be asked 2 essay questions. I believe it's about 250 words. And they are, what do you hope to gain from the conference? What do you hope to gain from attending and meeting these individuals and meeting these companies? And the second is, tell us about a recent marketing campaign that you've appreciated, and why is that? We've been really surprised and really excited by some of the answers we've gotten thus far. It's been very passionate. Obviously, advertising and marketing are very important to all of our daily lives and sort of the media we consume each day, and they inform our decisions. So any campaign that's really touched you in that way, you want to make sure that you give voice to that in your application. Let me see if Kate is here. No sweat.
Guys, right, can you hear me?
Oh, yes, I think I can hear Kate.
Hey, guys.
Excellent,
I know
Kate.
I'm not sure if you can see me or not, but I'm here. I'm
Very
sorry
good.
about all of the technical issues on my end, but I'm here. And yes, you guys were just talking about the qualifications that we're looking for candidates, correct?
That's exactly it, if you want to take that over. And also about the rolling admissions.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, so again, as Lucas said, we're looking for students with GPA between 3.0 and a 4.0 on a 4.0 scale. And what we really want to see is what you're looking for is a desire to begin your professional career at a CPG retail or marketing firm, because we really want to be able to help you during this conference make those connections that will be the beginning of your career. So we're very excited about that.
And then those 2 points are, so we have a first deadline coming up on April 20th. And so then we'll inform those who've been accepted through that deadline, or you'll be put on a wait list. And then we'll have the second deadline coming up on May 18th. So I know some people have been asking about those deadlines. And then finally, kind of a sad point is that if you're a current senior, you cannot apply for OUMC for next year because you will have graduated. You will not be a student anymore. However, we do have our Campus Ambassador program. So if you'd like to take the message that we're extolling now and share it with your fellow students, please send an email to someone here at the organization. You'll see some emails in just a second for people you can reach out to. All right. All right, next we're going to bring on actually the executive director for all of Out for Undergrad. He oversees all 4 conferences, and I will let him introduce himself and share some questions.
Hey, thanks, Lucas, and thanks, Kate and Naveed, for an awesome presentation, and thanks to the large number of you who are already, showing your interest and taking part in the webinar. We appreciate it, and we appreciate your time. My name is Brandon Fail. As Lucas said, I'm the Executive Director of Out for Undergrad. By way of background, I am a lawyer by background. I went to law school at Yale, though I've never practiced law. I worked briefly at a hedge fund, and then after that, I spent about 5 years at McKinsey. In 2012, I launched a startup of my own, and since November of 2014, I have also been the Executive Director of Out for Undergrad. I'm super excited that we can bring you this new marketing conference. I'm especially excited that we're able to host it at PepsiCo this year. I think that shows the sort of high-quality brand, names you can tell your mind about that you'll understand that we're going to have at the conference, and we're super excited about that. I'm going to be posing some questions that we received from the crowd. If you have other questions or you have a question now, please do share it in the question box on the GoToWebinar control panel. I have pulled together some questions that we received from the submission form in advance, as well as the one that has come in so far. Oh, look, there are a couple more. I'm combining those into my questions and farming them out to the team. So the first question is a very good question. The student asks, if I am still trying to figure out how to come out to my parents, is there any possibility that they find out about my attendance either through the media or some other way? So one of you comment on...
Yeah, I can take that one.
Great.
Can you guys hear me okay?
We can hear you fine.
Okay, perfect. So that's a great question. We don't take photos of students who don't want to be photographed. This is something that we do during check-in at the beginning of the conference, so that we can make sure that we're not outing any students who may not be out to their family or friends. And there's no need for parental consent as far as the application. Another added benefit of attending the conference is that students receive scholarships for their flights and hotels, so there shouldn't be any need for large purchases on the student's end. So we make every effort we can to ensure the status of your whatever you define yourself as is kept within the boundaries of the conference.
Yeah, I'll
also
add
something on that point.
Sorry, please go ahead.
Oh, Brandon, you go. Oh, so and Brandon mentioned this several times in the discussion, is that this is an opportunity. If you're not out to your parents or your family or your friends, this is an opportunity to live that existence for a weekend, and in a very safe, inclusive, secure experience around people who care about you and want the best for you. We want you to get an amazing job, to make amazing peers and mentors, and grow beyond your current cocoon, whatever that may be. If you're not out to your parents, we hope that this is an opportunity for you to experience what it can be being out and proud in the LGBT workplace in a way that will make you more comfortable with that decision whenever it comes down to the line.
Great. Yeah, I'll just add on this note for those of you, for anyone on the line or listening later who is not out. I wasn't out when I started work after college, and things would have been very different if I'd had a chance to experiment with the idea of being out ahead of time and not just show up on the job and have to figure out what to do and whether and how to be out. That's the kind of stuff we focus on, and the Afro Undergrad Marketing Conference is going to be a very safe place to experiment with the idea of being out at work before day one comes, and it's sort of like, you know, what do I do? So don't worry, we're not in the business of outing anybody. I will add also, the only folks with whom we will be sharing your name are the employers who are going to be there, and we're hand selecting employers for whom LGBT or T status, if anything, is a very positive thing. These are folks who are looking for gay and lesbian and bisexual and transgender and genderqueer and nonconforming individuals. And being admitted to our conference is itself, you know, a mark of status for employers like that. So with that, I'll move on to the next question. Another good question, slightly more technical. I already have an internship lined up. Is the conference still beneficial to me? Also, will my internship hurt my chances of getting accepted? One of you all comment on that?
I'll take that. If you already have an internship, you should still apply to come to Alpha Undergrad Marketing Conference for a variety of reasons. The conference is still going to be beneficial to you from a friendship and connections way. I met my best friend at the conference. I made incredible connections there. You know, your world is going to be expanded in such a powerful way, meeting your peers who are LGBT at campuses across the country. Then professionally, you know, you don't want to shoot yourself in the foot for when you have this short-term opportunity, when you can have the long-term opportunity of meeting amazing employers and potential potential mentors at OUMC. So the companies you meet there could be your eventual full-time employer, just not this coming summer. So that's still an amazing opportunity. I know we got a question in the question box about attending if you are a senior this coming fall. So it means that you're graduating December 2015 or January 2016. Yes, you can still apply. Just make note of that on your application. So as long as you're still a student during the time of OUMC, that's totally fine.
There were a couple questions that came in on the topic of diversity. And one of them took the form, you know, I'm a trans person, will there be other students there like me? I wonder if one of you could comment from the perspective of female students, transgender students, you know, students of color, folks who consider themselves to be of diverse backgrounds. Can you talk about what students like that can expect, and will there be other students there like me? Was the way the question was phrased.
Yeah, absolutely. So I'd be happy to take this one. So we have really made a sincere effort in our, as we've reached out to school in the process of reviewing applications, we really want to build a community for OUMC that's diverse, not only in gender and sexuality, but also from different backgrounds, experiences, socioeconomic background. So we're really, we really want to build a well-rounded first application pool for this conference.